My beloved child, if you are reading these lines today, do not think it is a mere coincidence. Amidst the millions of sounds echoing every day, among so many things trying to pull your attention toward them, amidst the busyness, anxieties, and voices that never allow your mind to rest, you have paused at this very moment. You think it is accidental, but I tell you that not a single one of your steps is outside of my sovereignty. Even before the sun rose today, I knew you would be here. Even before you breathed your first sigh of the day, I knew what your heart was carrying. Even before you opened your eyes, I saw the thoughts filling your mind. I know the questions you have yet to find answers to. I know the things you dare not speak to anyone. I know there are times you smile in front of everyone, but when you are all alone, your heart grows heavy again. I know. I have always known. My beloved child, perhaps you have wondered many times, Lord, where do I stand in your plan? Do I still matter? Am I truly being used by you? Why do I still feel so small and weak? Today, I want to answer you. You did not accidentally appear in my plan. You are not a forgotten puzzle piece. You are not an outsider to the work I am building. You are a part of what I have predestined long ago. But before I speak to you about your role, I want you to understand a foundational truth. None of my works are built on human fragility. None of my kingdoms are established by the talent, power, or wisdom of this world. I build everything on the eternal rock. That is why today I want to speak to you about the rock of the church. Perhaps when you hear the word church, you immediately think of a building, a place with a tiled roof, a cross, a pulpit, a choir, or a group of believers gathering every week. But the church I am speaking of is much greater. The church is not just a place you go to. The church is the living body that I am building up. The church is where hearts are transformed, where the broken are healed, where the weak are lifted up, the lost are found, and the hopeless are given hope.
And you,
my beloved child, are called to be a part of that very work. I know you may have been disappointed by people. Perhaps things happened within a faith community that wounded your heart, or words were spoken that caused you to lose trust. Maybe you once said to yourself, if the church belongs to God, why are there still things that hurt me? I hear those questions, and I do not evade them. But today, I want you to look higher than what humans have done. Do not just look at the bricks, look at the foundation. Do not just look at the imperfect people. Look at the one who never changes. For if you look only at people, your faith will easily shake. But if you look at me, you will find a bedrock that never cracks. My beloved child, so many people have spent their entire lives building a name for themselves. They erect structures that make the world marvel, accumulate power, seek admiration, and wish to leave their own mark. But as the years pass, those structures grow old, the praises die down, and those names are gradually forgotten. Only what is built in me remains forever. Only what is placed on my rock will not be destroyed by time. I want you to live for the eternal. Do not let your life revolve solely around building a career while forgetting to build your soul. Do not just care for what human eyes can see while forgetting what I am looking at. Do not merely strive for success according to worldly standards, forgetting that the most precious thing is to remain faithful before me. My beloved child, Perhaps today you feel too small. You think, what can I do for the church? I have no special talent. I have no great influence. I don't have abilities like others. But listen to me. A great structure is not made only of large stones. It is composed of countless stones placed in their exact positions. If a single stone is missing, the structure is no longer complete according to the designer's intent. I am the designer. I know your position. I know your purpose. I know what I want to accomplish through your life. Therefore, do not evaluate yourself through comparison. Do not look at others and think you are useless. Not every lamp is placed in the same position, but every lamp has the duty to shine wherever I have placed it. My beloved child, there is one thing I want you to remember from the very beginning of this journey. Never base your faith on a human being. People can disappoint you, make mistakes, and change. Even those I use powerfully are still just human beings in need of grace. If you build your faith on them, when they stumble, your heart will also collapse. But if you build on me, no disappointment can ever steal your faith. As it is written in Matthew 16:18, I will build my church on this rock, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it. Listen very carefully to that promise. I did not say the church would not face opposition, trials, or tears, but I promised that the power of darkness would not overcome what I build. That is a promise for the church, and it is also a promise for you when you are in me. My beloved child, perhaps today you are in a season where everything seems to shake. Your family faces pressures. Your work has difficulties. Your health causes you anxiety, and your faith sometimes grows weak. But it is precisely in times like these that I want you to return to the rock. Do not cling to emotions, circumstances, or things that can change overnight. Cling to me. I do not change. I am still the one who held your hand on the very first day. I am still the one who preserved you through many stormy seasons. I am still the one calling your name with love, and I am still building beautiful things over your life. Maybe today you cannot see my entire blueprint yet. You only see scattered stones, periods of waiting, and unfinished matters. But a craftsman never judges a work before it is completed. Neither do I. What I am doing in you is greater than anything you can imagine. Therefore, do not walk away. Do not close your heart. And do not think your story has ended, because this is only the beginning. I will gently take your hand and lead you deeper into the very pains you carry, places where you once thought no one understood or saw. I want you to know that even when you feel forgotten in this vast world, I am always there, silently seeing every tear you shed, listening to every trembling prayer, and understanding every silent battle you are straining to endure. It is precisely from those seemingly broken places, where you think only weakness and exhaustion remain, that I am tenderly gathering your fragments, transforming them into precious living stones for my church and for the eternal purpose that I have lovingly prepared for you. My beloved child, come a little closer to me. Do not rush. Do not let the thoughts spinning in your mind pull you away from my presence. Let your heart be quiet, because there are things I want to say that only a peaceful soul can hear. I know you may be smiling at everyone right now, but your heart is filled with so much heaviness. There are days you feel so strong, but there are also nights when, only after the room becomes still, Do you dare face your true emotions? I was there. I saw when you sat silently staring into space. I saw when you tried to hold back your tears because you didn't want anyone to know you were hurting. I saw when you whispered a brief prayer and then fell silent, thinking no one would answer. My beloved child, I see. I see the nights you toss and turn, unable to sleep. I see when the clock has turned to a new day, but your eyes are still wide open, trying to find a way out of the thoughts that constantly question you. You worry for your family, your future, and things beyond your control. Sometimes you say to yourself, if only I were stronger, if only I had more faith, if only I weren't this weak. But I do not look at you with eyes of condemnation. I look at you with the love of a father. I know your strength has limits, and I know there are burdens that exceed your capacity. That is why I never told you to carry everything alone. I have invited you many times to give them to me, but you often still try to bear them yourself, thinking you must be strong enough to deserve to come near me. No, my beloved child, it is precisely because you are weak that I want you to come. It is precisely because you are weary that I want to embrace you. It is precisely because you have no strength left that I want to become your strength. I know the tears you have never shared with anyone, tears shed for others, tears shed for yourself. There are times you wept for what you had lost, and times you wept for what you never had. I know them all. Not a single tear of yours falls to the ground without me seeing it. Not a single sob of yours is forgotten, and not a single prayer is lost. You might think your prayers are too small among the millions of cries across the world, but to me, your call always holds value. I know your name, your voice, and the beating of your heart. Even when you do not speak in words, I still understand what you carry inside. My beloved child, I have not forgotten you. Sometimes you feel like an outsider looking in, watching others being used, blessed, and rejoicing while you are still waiting. You begin to wonder, does God still remember me? Does He still have a plan for me? Listen to me. If I had forgotten you, I would not have preserved you to this day. If I had forgotten you, I would not have led you to hear this very message. If I had forgotten you, I would not have continued to stir your heart every time you wanted to give up. You are still here, and that is proof that I am still holding on to you. My beloved child, I also see another pain that you rarely speak of, the pain of being hurt by the very people who walk with you in faith. There are words that disappointed you, actions that made you lose trust, and times you asked yourself, if they belong to God, why did they treat me this way? I know, and I do not deny what you have been through, but do not let the wounds caused by people drive you away from the one who died for you. Do not let the weakness of other stones cause you to leave the rock. My church is not perfect because it has perfect people. My church is the place where I am daily healing imperfect people. You are in that process, and so are they. I am patiently shaping each person. Perhaps today you do not understand why I allowed those hurts to happen, but eventually you will realize that those very things taught you empathy, forgiveness, and a love you never had before. My beloved child, there are times you feel utterly worthless. You look at your failures, your limitation, and the times you stumbled, and then you conclude that you cannot be used by me. But I never call you by your failures. I call you by the purpose I have destined for you. A builder looking at a rough, raw stone does not rush to discard it. He sees what others cannot yet see. He knows that after the process of chiseling and shaping, that stone will fit perfectly into the prepared position. I look at you the same way. Today you may only see unrefined edges, but I see a living stone that I am preparing for my eternal work. Every trial you overcome is making you stronger. Every time you choose to forgive is making your heart more like mine. Every time you stand up after a failure is making the foundation of your faith firmer. Nothing I am doing is meaningless. My beloved child, I see the battles that no one knows, the battle against fear, against discouragement, against the voices that constantly say you are not good enough. There are days you win, and days you feel you have failed. But I do not measure your life by a single day. I look at the entire journey. I see every time you decide to return to me. I see every time you open the Bible, even though your heart is still heavy. I see every time you kneel, even when you do not know what to pray. I see every time you choose to love instead of responding with bitterness. Those are victories the world does not see, but heaven sees. I see them, my beloved child. If you are feeling broken today, do not fear. Before a stone becomes part of a structure, it must always undergo a chiseling process. That does not mean the stone is worthless. It means the craftsman is preparing a special place for it. I am also preparing you. I do not hurt you only to abandon you. I heal, ye restore, and I transform. I do not waste any of your pain. What makes you weep today may become the testimony that helps others find hope tomorrow. What forces you to your knees today will become the strength that helps you lift others up tomorrow. My beloved child, do not think I only see your tears. I also see your faithfulness. I see the times you still choose to gather with the church despite your wounded heart. I see the times you still intercede for others even though you yourself need comfort. I see the times you still praise me amidst dark days. None of those things are forgotten. Each one is being used by me to build you into a firm part of my church. Therefore, lift your head. Do not let pain define you. Do not let wounds tell you that you have lost your value. I am the one who defines your life. I am the one who calls you. I am the one who is building you up. And I never fail in my own work. I will open your eyes to understand why there are seasons you must wait for so long, why there are doors I have not yet opened, and why that very period of seeming silence is exactly where I am preparing you to become a living stone, perfectly placed in my eternal church, my beloved child. Now, I want you to look back at your journey through the eyes of faith, not through the eyes of disappointment. Perhaps many times you have looked up to heaven and asked, Lord, why haven't you answered me yet? Why do I still have to wait? Why does everything seem unchanged? I have heard it all. Not a single question of yours distances me. Not a single sigh of yours makes me turn my face away. I know that waiting can weary your heart. I know there are days you feel like you are walking down a very long hallway without seeing the final door. You pray, you hope, you wait, and then day after day passes, and everything seems to remain the same. You begin to think, perhaps God has fallen silent. But listen to me, my beloved child. You think I am silent, but I am acting. You think I am delaying, but I am preparing. You think I am closing the door, but I am protecting you. I have never stopped working. even when your eyes cannot see it, even when you cannot feel it, and even when the circumstances around you do not change at all. I am still working. Some structures are built very quickly, but a single strong wind can collapse them. There are also structures that take a long time to complete. Every stone is carefully chosen, every foundation is reinforced, and every detail is calculated by the craftsman. It is precisely those structures that endure through generations. My beloved child, my church is not built in a hurry either. I do not choose stones simply because they are beautiful. I choose stones that are willing to be chiseled by me. I do not look for perfect people. I look for submissive hearts. Perhaps today you feel delayed, but in truth, I am preparing you. I am teaching you humility, teaching you to listen, teaching you to love even when it is not reciprocated, and teaching you to remain faithful even when no one sees. Those lessons cannot be learned in a single day. They require time. Just as a stone must go through multiple rounds of chiseling to fit perfectly into the position the craftsman has prepared, so must you. I am preparing your position in my structure. If I placed you there too early, you would be crushed by the weight of what I want to entrust. If I opened the door before you matured, what I gave would become a burden instead of a blessing. Therefore, do not hate the season of preparation. It is a season of grace. My beloved child, there are doors I have closed before you. Perhaps at that time you wept. You did not understand, and you thought I was taking the best thing away from your life. But today, I want you to know that if certain doors had opened, you would have stepped into places that do not belong to my purpose. There are relationships that, if continued, would pull you away from the calling I have for you. There are successes that, if they came too early, would make your heart proud. There are failures that I allowed in order to save you from greater failures in the future. You only see the present. I see your entire life. You only see the path a few steps ahead. I see the end from the very beginning. Therefore, trust me, even when you do not yet understand. My beloved child, I know that sometimes you compare yourself with others. You see them moving forward, being used, and entering into the very things you once prayed for. Then you ask yourself, why not me? But you do not know that the journey I have for each person is different. Not every stone is placed in the same position, and not every stone goes through the same process. Some stones are placed at the foundation, some in the wall, and some in the arch. Every position is important, and every position is in my blueprint. If one stone tries to take the place of another, the entire structure loses its harmony. You are the same. Do not try to be someone else. Become the person I am creating. My beloved child, there is one thing I want you to remember deeply. Waiting is not a rejection. It is usually preparation. A seed does not die when it lies beneath the ground. It is sprouting. A craftsman does not waste time when chiseling a stone. He is preparing its ultimate beauty. A gardener does not forget the tree during winter. He knows spring will come. I am the same. Perhaps today you are in the winter of your life, but I have already seen the spring. I know the day you will bloom. I know the day you will become a source of blessing for many people. I know the day your testimony will bring hope to broken hearts. Therefore, do not give up, my beloved child. There are things I cannot accomplish in you if every day were easy. Without trials, you would not know the value of faith. Without tears, you would not understand how deep my comfort truly is. Without seasons of waiting, you would not realize how precious my faithfulness is. Do not hate the days I am refining you. A good sword must pass through fire. A precious gem must endure polishing. A living stone in my church must also be prepared by me not to hurt you, but to make you fit for the eternal. My beloved child, even now, as you read these lines, I am still working. You may not see it, but I am touching the deepest, most hidden places of your heart. I am healing wounds you have carried for years. I am changing the way you see yourself. I am teaching you to stop seeking your value in human approval and to find your identity in me. That is the foundation of a life belonging to the true church, not just attending gatherings, not just serving, but living in true communion with the one who is the head of the church. My beloved child, someday you will look back on this time of waiting. You will no longer call them wasted years. You will call them the years I laid the foundation. You will no longer call it silence. You will call it the time I prepared you. You will no longer call it failure. You will call it grace. And then you will understand that if I had answered every prayer at the exact moment you wanted, you might never have become the person I destined you to be. My beloved child, continue to trust, continue to pray, continue to remain faithful. Do not give up while the structure is still being built. Do not leave the hands of the craftsman just because you have not yet seen the final shape of the masterpiece. For I will bring you to the heart of this message. What I want to build is not just a church of walls, but a church built on the very rock that is Christ, where every believer is transformed by me into living stones, reflecting my eternal glory. My beloved child, now I want to bring you to the central truth that I have prepared from the very beginning of this message. Listen to me with all your heart, because what I am about to say concerns not only the church, it concerns your very life. My beloved child, so many people think that the church is built with high walls, grand domes, or monumental structures. Some look at the attendance numbers, some look at the programs, and others look at outward growth. But I do not look at things the way humans do. I look at the foundation, at what lies deep within. A building may cause many to marvel, but without a solid foundation, a single earthquake is enough to bring everything down. The spiritual life is the same. I do not just want you to have the outward appearance of godliness. I want your heart to be firmly anchored on the one who never changes. That is why I declared, I will build my church on this rock, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it. My beloved child, do not misunderstand my words. The rock is not human strength, nor is it anyone's talent, nor is it the reputation of a leader. The rock is Christ, the living word, the unshakable foundation. Everything built on me will stand firm, while everything built merely on man will eventually tremble. That is why I always invite you to return to me first. Do not let your faith be nourished only by eloquent sermons. Let it be nurtured by your personal fellowship with me. Do not just know about me, truly walk with me. My beloved child, I know you have witnessed things that left your heart troubled. There are those who were once deeply zealous, but gradually grew cold. Those who served with all their heart but then walked away from the faith, and those you once deeply respected but later disappointed you. These things make you wonder, how can the church still stand firm? Listen to me. The church does not stand firm because of perfect people. The church stands firm because I am the rock. If this structure relied on human capability, it would have collapsed long ago. But it is established upon my faithfulness, and I never fail. My beloved child, I want you to look at how I build. A wise builder does not choose identical stones. There are large stones and small ones, smooth stones and those with many rough edges. Yet, when placed in their proper positions, each stone contributes to the beauty of the entire structure. I am doing the exact same thing. Some are called to teach, some to intercede, some to serve silently, some to encourage, some to care, and some to go where no one else has gone. No ministry is small in my eyes, and no service is meaningless. A stone in the foundation may remain unseen by everyone, yet it supports the entire structure above it. I know those people. I see them, and I am well pleased with them. My beloved child, perhaps you have never stood behind a pulpit or been known by many, and perhaps the things you do are done in complete silence. But if you do them out of love for me, I am pleased. Heaven does not measure worth by how many people know you. Heaven measures it by faithfulness. There are so many who are praised by the whole world, but their hearts are far from me. Conversely, there are so many whose names no one remembers. Yet every day they faithfully pray, love, and serve. They are the precious stones in my church, and you can become one of them. My beloved child, I want you to understand that the church is not a place for competition, comparison, or seeking reputation. The church is where everyone learns to love, to forgive, to lift one another up, and to collectively reflect the image of Christ. If a stone in the wall tries to push another stone out to take its place, the whole wall weakens. If a member of the body considers themselves more important than the others, that body loses its unity. That is not what I desire. I want you to love one another, bear one another's burdens, intercede for one another, and build each other up instead of tearing each other down. My beloved child, perhaps you have been hurt within the church. I know, but do not let that close your heart. Do not let a single wound cause you to reject the entire structure I am building up. A scratched stone does not mean the entire building is worthless. And a human mistake does not mean my love has changed. Forgive as I have forgiven you, and continue to love as I still love you. That is how the church grows, not by perfection, but by grace. My beloved child, I am transforming you day by day. There are rough edges I am refining, habits I am changing, thoughts I am renewing, and wounds I am healing. Do not resist the craftsman's hand, and do not fear my discipline. A stone can only fit perfectly into its place after it has been chiseled. You, too, will fit the purpose I have for you after you allow me to complete my work in your life. Do not live merely to receive blessings. Live to become a source of blessing. Do not just ask me to give to you. Ask me to use you. Do not only ask. What will God do for me? Start asking. What does God want to do through me? That is when you begin to mature. That is when you are no longer just an onlooker of the structure. You become a part of it. My beloved child, I am building a church that the powers of darkness cannot defeat, not with weapons, nor with worldly power, but with submissive hearts. with people who know how to kneel, and with those who love me more than themselves. I am searching for such people, and I am searching for you. Do not say that you are too small or that you are not capable enough. I did not choose you because you are strong. I chose you because I will be with you. I did not choose you because you are perfect. I chose you because I can transform you. My beloved child, let me be the rock of every decision in your life. Let me be the center of your family. Let me be the foundation of every dream, every plan, and every step. When I am your rock, you will no longer live for fleeting things. You will begin to live for the eternal. You will understand that every prayer, every act of love, and every silent sacrifice is contributing to the building of the church that I have promised to preserve forever. And I will open your heart to see the new season I am preparing. You will understand that even when everything still seems quiet, I am still at work, placing each stone in its proper position, opening a new chapter for my church and for your own life. The good things I have promised are not delayed. They are being prepared with my perfect wisdom and love. My beloved child, now that I have revealed to you the rock of the church, I want you to lift your head and look beyond what your natural eyes can see. Do not just look at the difficulties of the present, or the things that make your heart heavy, or the limitations surrounding you. Look through the eyes of faith, because I am doing a new thing. Even when you cannot see it yet, I am still at work. My beloved child, perhaps you think everything remains the same, that today is just like yesterday. Prayers are not yet answered as you expected. Pressures are still there, and trials have not yet ended. But remember what I have told you many times. A craftsman does not wait until the house is finished to begin working. From the moment the foundation is deep beneath, the work has already begun. The same is true for me. Even when you see no outward change, I have already begun changing things inside you. That is always the first miracle. I am changing the way you think, renewing your heart, and teaching you to love what I love and to let go of the things that once bound you. There are changes that no one sees, but it is those very changes that will determine your future. My beloved child, I am preparing a new season, a season where you will no longer live merely on the memories of what I did in the past. You will experience the new things I am performing, not because I have changed, but because you have matured enough to receive them. So many times you have asked me to open a door. Today I tell you that this door is being prepared, and it is not just the door, you yourself are being prepared. If I opened the door too early, you would not have the strength to walk through it. If I entrusted responsibility before you matured, what was meant to be a blessing would become a burden. Therefore, I am preparing both the person who enters and the place where that person will arrive. That is my wisdom. My beloved child, I am also doing a new thing in my church. Today you may see limitations, shortcomings, and things that grieve your heart, but I see what you cannot yet see. I see people being awakened. I see hearts being restored. I see silent prayers preparing for a great harvest. I see young people who will stand up to love me with all their hearts. I see families being healed. I see cold hearts being reignited by the fire of the Holy Spirit. I see my church becoming purer, humbler, and fuller of love. Even when you cannot see it yet, I am still at work. My beloved child, there are seasons I allow you to remain in silence, not because I have walked away, but because I am working in the deep, hidden places. Think of a farmer after sowing seeds. He does not dig up the soil every day to see if they have grown. He is patient, he waters them, and he waits, trusting that life is silently developing. I am inviting you to live with that same trust. Do not constantly dig up what I have sown. Do not let doubt injure the seed of faith. Continue to pray, continue to be faithful, and continue to walk. Then, at the right time, you will see the harvest. My beloved child, perhaps today you feel very small within the church, thinking that what you do amounts to very little. But I do not evaluate your work by its size. I look at the heart, a sincere word of encouragement, a silent prayer of intercession, a holding of hands for someone in despair, a hidden act of forgiveness, or an act of love that needs no recognition. These are all precious gems in my kingdom. Nothing done out of love for me is small. My beloved child, I am preparing a new chapter for your life. You may not know what that chapter will look like, but I know. I wrote it before you were even born. You do not need to fear the future when the one who wrote that future is holding your hand. You may not know tomorrow, but I know. You may not see the path ahead, but I have gone before you. You may still have many questions, but I already have the answers. Therefore, do not let fear steal your peace. Let my promise become your refuge. My beloved child, do not just wish for me to change your circumstances. Allow me to change you. For when your heart is renewed, you will view every circumstance through different eyes. You will no longer just ask, "Why did this happen?" You will begin to ask, "What do you want to teach me through this?" That is the sign of maturity. That is the mark of a living stone being properly placed within my church. My beloved child, so many people only long to receive a miracle, but I am creating people who carry the miracle. I want your life to become a living testament to my faithfulness. I want others, when they look at you, to see more than just someone who overcame a hardship. I want them to see grace, to see love, and to see the peace that the world cannot give. That is the most powerful testimony. My beloved child, do not forget that I am building my church day by day, not just through sermons, not just through programs, but through transformed lives. Every time a heart repents, a family is reconciled, someone forgives, a soul returns to me, or a person decides to live a holy life, my church is built higher. That is what makes heaven rejoice, and that is what the powers of darkness cannot stop. Even when you do not see it, I am still acting. Even when you do not understand, I am still acting. Even when tears remain, I am still acting. Even when you must still wait, I am still acting. My beloved child, continue to stand firm on the rock. Continue to love my church. Continue to live in unity. Continue to be a source of encouragement for those I place beside you. Do not let the coldness of the world quench the love in your heart. Do not let old wounds prevent you from loving again. Do not let disappointment drive you away from the position I have designated for you. For I am preparing a new season, a season of restoration, a season of unity, a season where my church will reflect the glory of Christ more clearly than ever before. And you, my beloved child, I am also preparing you to become an indispensable part of that very work. Therefore, Hold fast to faith, hold fast to hope, and hold fast to love, because I will embrace your heart with a promise that never changes. I will remind you that I have never abandoned you. I have always preserved my church through all generations, and I will also preserve your own life. What I have begun, I will complete. What I have promised, I will fulfill, and the best thing that I have prepared for you is still ahead. My beloved child, now that you have come with me to the conclusion of this message, I want you to pause for a moment and let my words sink deep into your heart. Do not rush to close it. Do not hurry back to the anxieties of life. Stay with me a little longer, because the most important thing is not how many lines you have read, but how much of your heart you have allowed me to touch. I do not just want you to understand with your intellect. I want you to be transformed from deep within. I want you, when you leave this message, to no longer be the person who began reading it. My beloved child, perhaps starting tomorrow, your circumstances will not change immediately. The trials may still remain. The pressures at work may still be present, and the burdens within your family might not yet be lifted. Your prayers may still require more time before you see the answers. But I pray that one thing has changed: the foundation of your heart. If that foundation is set upon me, you will no longer live by what you see. You will live by what I have promised. You will no longer let fear drive your decisions. You will let faith guide your every step. That is the difference between a life built on sand and a life built on the rock. My beloved child, always remember that my church does not begin with walls. It begins with submissive hearts. I do not need magnificent structures to prove my power. I need people who are willing to say, "Lord, please use me." When a person truly submits to me, a living stone is placed into the eternal structure. When a repentant heart returns, my church is built up. When someone decides to forgive instead of harboring bitterness, my church becomes stronger. When a family kneels together in prayer, my church is expanded. When someone dares to testify of my love in a world full of doubt, the light of the church shines even brighter. My beloved child, never think that your life is too small to make a difference. A stone may be small, but when placed in its proper position, it helps hold up the entire structure. A candle may be small, but in the dark of night, its light still dispels the darkness. A seed may be tiny, but when it grows, it becomes a refuge for many creatures. You are the same. Do not evaluate your worth by what human eyes see. Let me define you. I call you my beloved child. I call you chosen. I call you the one I am building up. I call you a living stone in my structure. No one can strip this identity from you if you abide in me, my beloved child. There will be days when you feel weak. Do not be ashamed of that. Even the firmest stones were once just rough rocks. It was the craftsman's hand that patiently chiseled them. And I am doing the exact same thing in your life. Do not resist my discipline. Do not fear the process I am taking you through. What I remove is never more precious than what I am preparing to give back. What I close is never better than the door I will open at the perfect time. What I delay is never meant to cause you pain. It is because I love you enough not to hand you anything before you are ready. My beloved child, I also want you to love my church not because it is filled with perfect people, but because it belongs to me. Pray for the church. Preserve unity. Encourage those who are weak. Lift up those who are discouraged. Forgive when there are misunderstandings. Serve with humility. Love without expecting anything in return. That is how you reflect my heart. My beloved child, perhaps one day you will be entrusted with greater responsibilities. Perhaps I will open doors for you that you have never dreamed of today. Perhaps I will use your testimony to touch many lives. But wherever I lead you, always remember one thing: never leave the rock. Do not let success make you forget to pray. Do not let praise make you forget humility. Do not let working for me replace your fellowship with me. For the most precious thing is not how many things you do for me. The most precious thing is that you always abide in me. My beloved child, one day, when you stand before me, I do not expect you to bring worldly titles. I will not ask how famous you were or how much you accumulated. I will look at your heart. I will see whether you were faithful with what I entrusted to you. I will see whether you loved as I have loved you. I will see whether you kept yourself upon the rock amidst the storms of life. That is what holds eternal value. My beloved child, before we finish, I want you to join me in offering a prayer. Heavenly Father, I thank you because you called me by love before I could do anything at all. Thank you because you do not build my life on my own perfection, but on the grace and power of Christ, the eternal rock. Forgive me for the times I placed my trust in fleeting things rather than in you. Teach me to love your church with a humble heart. Help me become a living stone that reflects your love, holiness, and mercy in every word, every decision, and every action. Grant me the strength to stand firm amidst every trial. Allow me to always maintain unity with my brothers and sisters in faith. Use my very life to bring many closer to you. I place my entire present, future, family, work, and all my dreams completely into your hands. I believe that what you have begun, you will also bring to completion. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. My beloved child, as you leave this message, do not leave my presence. Tomorrow, continue to set aside time for me. Open my word. Pray, love, serve, walk with humility. Remember that every day you live faithfully is a day my church is being built up through your very life. If you are weak, I will give you strength. If you stumble, I will lift you up. If you are confused, I will show you the way. If you weep, I will wipe away your tears. If you wait, I will grant you patience. If you are faithful, I will fulfill what I have promised. Do not fear the future. Your future is in my hands. Do not fear the storms. Your rock is never shaken. Do not fear the darkness. My light will always lead the way. Walk with peace. Walk with hope. And walk with gratitude. For I am still building. I am still healing. I am still restoring. And I am still building up my church. And I am doing it through your very life. I love you. I am with you. And the best is yet to come. Amen.